Yep.
Are you seriously watching touring by yourself? No, I'm with the science team.
God damn it. Okay, alright, you're streaming, right? I just want to make sure you
Yep.
exactly started.
Yep.
God damn it, Paul.
Oh dear God!
Fucking
I saw the fucking notification. Okay. As you see, the fanfiction name is Slippery When Wet.
Ooh.
Dude, you don't get ready. Wait, stop, I'm getting a call.
Fuck! God damn it,
Mute
Dom,
your
you should
mic.
have muted your phone for this.
Do I need to mute my phone for this?
Yes.
James, mute
Turn your phone off, Dominic. We're trying to read fanfiction here. This is way more important.
Yeah,
We
dumbass.
We at the theater ask that all people viewing silence their phones at this time. Thank you.
Alright. Now, can I read now?
Yes, just go
I don't
ahead.
really want to know how I got these
Start.
stars.
Dominic, shut the fuck up. Hey, Gone. No answer. Gone. The sound of the drizzling water from the second shower had responded instead. The quiet tapping of droplets hitting at a head of raven hair which defied all logic and dynamics of gravity. Gone. Killua pressed again, feeling his left eyebrow twitch in annoyance. The tanner of the two was busying himself, scrubbing the dirt and grime from his messy locks. Hands lost to the suds of the shampoo he was using, and effectively plastered that insanely upright hair to his forehead and neck. If Killua wasn't so irritated at being ignored, he'd be shaking with arousal at how attractive the guy looked right now with his hair wet. It's the first time he'd ever seen his hair actually down for a change. What can you get used to if you really push the clock there? Going to fucking freeze. He tried one last time, louder than necessary, voice rising in pitch to accentuate every last punctuation of the ignorant guy's name. But Gon was oblivious, like always, already carrying along to some random tune of his stupid riddled brain, like he was the only person in the room. And in reality, he wasn't. Killua and Gon had already been showering in the stalls for the past 10 minutes, exchanging a few words of witty banter before drifting off into their own work. The need to be clean after a hard day of work or training was so ingrained in their brains that it was pretty much automatic repetition by now. But Gon didn't have to take it so seriously as to ignore Killua outright. The young Zoldyck distantly wondered if his personal cleanliness routine was better trained than his skills in assassination. Gon, are you seriously ignoring me? A resolute sigh, knowing his words wouldn't be heard. Killua was sagging forward against the thorough of lukewarm water, drumming on his fluffy white hair. It felt relaxing. The heat from the liquid soothing his aching joints from the tongue. Well, kid, you pin your opponent's every single fucking object you can think of, which showing off your flexibility, all these different sex positions with your clothes. Unless sending his visual frustrations to the roof, all while hiding your very evident tenting in your pants torture training. What a mouthful, and not the mouthful you thinking about either. Wait a minute. The painful, non-stop hard on a 13-hour workout was definitely not appreciated. And now, we were finally able to be alone together, Gon was outright ignoring Killua to possibly made himself for a change, instead of climbing all over the albino's pale, porcelain body like he did, because he knew Gon so well, and he wouldn't hesitate to do it too. Every single time, he was like a starving animal in the heat. Remember that a brief moment of privacy, even Leorio or Kurapika with being nice to give him some space. Ever since they became an official couple, and that was a stretch. Killua couldn't understand why. Now, of all times, Gon had to be the self-controlled one in their relationship. He looked so utterly at ease right now, his eyes shut and lips pursed in that cute little pout he could remember he was thinking of something but couldn't quite process it verbally. The muscles of his back were fluttering while his hands flexed, using every ounce of strength he had in order to scrub the remnants of dirt from his head and face. That broad skin glistened with every single crystal globule that clung to his body like a leech, craving the warmth there. Good thing Killua was drenched, where his noticeable trail of drool would totally betray the tenderness of his dam. He wished he could be those drops of water right about now, caressing every inch of that addicting flesh. Fucking God. Fuck. He cursed under his breath, drowning his words when he dumped his face into the shower head and splashed some of it into his face to pull himself on. Gon, standing there naked there, was so tempting, so delicious. And here he had just started getting over the residual pain of his earlier erection too. But the cerulean-eyed male who he craved, that fool of a man, ever since that first kiss that led to a confession of love, he couldn't help himself. He really couldn't control himself either, actually. Not when he tossed and turned in bed every night with those wondrous dreams that left with an incurable ferociousness and insatiable hunger. He's becoming exceedingly aware that even an hour locked away in a bathroom stall to will prepare this desire with no amount of cold showers or stubborn power could change them. With their busy schedules, lately trained and teaching Gon how to properly move his net, there had been little time for the two boys to actually be alone, have the energy or drive to do what really needed to be done. Have their mind growing crazy out of control. But trying desperately to keep his thoughts in line, his eyes focused on the knobs, the water temperature controls. He was unable to pry his gaze from stealing glances to the side of Gon every so often. He was now lowering his hands to the bar soaked down his body. Those long, powerful fingertips were dropping agonizingly slow, carefully pressing every inch of that honey-speckled skin until it practically glowed with difference. Was lapping, bubbling with the scent of fresh mint that Killua's nose instantly perked with interest. As Gon's hands moved downward, Killua felt something else of his grow up. No. Shitting fuck, that jackass is haunting me. Oh hell no. He grit his teeth and muttering and tore his eyes away, squeezing them shut so tightly it felt like his cheeks might bruise from depression. He would not give in. Not this time. That damn free was going to think he had control of the situation right about now. He was so wrong. It wasn't even funny. Killua wouldn't back down. He told himself this was just a challenge, a war with him he could easily go away. Stirring in his lower groin and cooling of heat in his gut spoke otherwise. Laughing as a mock and told him they're losing this battle. And Killua fought back the urge to moan out loud because he knew the outcome already would even happen. His hand smacked against his cheek, cutting off any further protest, and he dropped his head, all in front of him the mission was to be, fuck you, Gon. Fuck you so hard. No. Fuck me hard. Long fingernails sprawled at damp, snowy lawns, and Killua almost whined audibly, shaking his head until the water from his skin cursed his thoughts, cursed his hormones, cursed the whole world for all he cared. He didn't manage to bring himself and curse Gon though. Striding with courtesy through all inhibition out of the window, Killua twisted the knob of the shower head off with more force than necessary. The screech of its plastic frame threatened to break from his grip. That wasn't all that he would be breaking under his grip. He had his claws sunk into it too, turning on his heel, this squishy squelch of his padding footsteps were barely discernible as he walked through the small brick wall that separated the shower stalls. Even with how well trained he was at covering himself his own movements, residual water little the height of his presence. When he marched right up to Gon, he grabbed hold of his shoulders before I could even move an inch. Surprised and gasp, the darker of the two boys made. Was time when Killua pulled him around and slammed his mouth over the others, all teeth and tongue meeting that one moment with a click. It was painful stinging. The faint metallic tang of blood was there. Killua couldn't care less, and swung his arm encircled like the delightful hug of hot, golden skin against his. He actually moaned into the kiss, since his wounds are now pressed flush against each other. Apparently, Gon had been hiding his own arousal from Killua, his ignorance feigning his true intent this entire time. Well, that would be easy to solve now that it was out in the open, wouldn't it? Gon responded immediately, his lips moving just as equally as his hips did. They picked up the familiar rough-paced rhythm that Killua soon started, his vision blurring in pure unbridled lust. Gon's large hands were gripping Killua's hips with a lifeline, nails digging red from eyes that would definitely leave marks later, moving forcefully up and down just the way he wanted. Their bodies were grinding fast and hard. Now, so soon, unstoppable once they finally gave it to their hidden desires. Killua lost all semblance of his control right then and there. The the tips of their cocks brushed against the low hungry flowed from his throat, then going eagerly swallowed up in another kiss. Their tongues
Voice was
twisted
laughing,
and
but
turned
it's so funny.
in an erotic dance to the beat of their frantic, erratic heartbeats. Everything was escalating so quickly people had no time to react when both Gon swung their bodies around and had him successfully pinned between the two shower knobs. Gon hadn't even bothered to shut off the water. The scalding heat with the fire and the both blossom like a raging inferno, maddening. Killua, Gon's growl rumbled against Killua's lips, past the knife that there was saliva there. Shaking the ex-assassin from his head down to the tips of his toes, those swollen, achingly soft liver, peppering kisses along the angry jaw upon the line of the young, sucking and biting their way all over to his ears, where his tongue teasingly played with the shell of his lobes like an expert at hypnosis, because damn, Killua was definitely hypnotized. Fuck yes, a gasp filling his body, aching and arching into Gon's. Their erections brushing again, however brief, before he felt Gon pull away, he partially marked this delicious friction against his groin, where his half-lidded eyes squeezed shut when sharp teeth bit hard into his neck. Eventually, declining another excited groan from the teenager. Shivers taking over in his less induced adrenaline haze. Gon, you're so beautiful. Gon's word spell over him that Killua couldn't break free from, nor did he want to. Those feather-light touches traveling lower, teeth, tongue, and mouth were carving a path across that pale torso, equally muscly to match the nature lover's own, but so much more refined sculpture. He was fragile, delicate in appearance, but hidden from that fragility to sharp, quick lashing that both loved on the receiving end whenever he could. If anything, to have that porcelain prize calling back to his left by the day's end. So fucking beautiful, Killua. By the time Killua managed to clear the fog from his head enough to respond, Gon was already on his knees and popping the throbbing hardness between Killua's thighs so skillfully that Killua wondered if Gon had too much practice in his talent if he was this good. Thick, closed hands were sliding smoothly up and down the floor that Killua buckling up at the knees. He hadn't steadied himself with one hand on the wall, the other grasping Gon's hair, so he might as well whip out some strands. The Freeze boy didn't pay any heed to his grip, thumb rubbing lazy circles of the head on his boyfriend's already terrific cock. Those amber orbs burning, intently focused. People hunting down even a bomb going up in the guy looked there. The rising blush gathering up to the tips of Killua's ears was probably beyond noticeable right about now, but he threw all shame out the window just to immerse himself in feeling rage throughout his veins at this very moment. The dark, passionate look in those honey yellow eyes was also a major trigger too. Most of Gon's looks actually could keep the assassin hard for days, but he never admitted to that fact, at least to his face. Killua really missed this, didn't he? Said Gon suddenly. That low, deep, seductive tone always used to trying to bring Killua tumbling down with the wanton Killua missed the touch of his tongue like this deep scream and cry. It's a mind-numbing pleasure. I miss this too. All of this, every single inch of that's mine. Gon accentuated his own words by sliding his hand out, cupping the other's balls, squeezing, while his thumb managed to massage the swollen head and unison. Killua bit his lip hard enough to draw blood in order to stop the loud, negative howl buried in the back of his throat. Less even with the other recruits and their bungers catching on to their antics. As good as it felt, he did not need a play-by-play of their basic sex spread to every gossiping ear out there. Gon was of his alone, only his. And damn, Gon knew just how to make Killua feel like every ounce of his being belonged to this guy to tenfold. He adored that possessive feel from his boyfriend. Oh God, he really did.
Kitty titties.
God damn it.
Oh no, you don't understand what I'm seeing right now. I'm seeing kitty titties.
Okay. Gon's feast had mesmerized him so well, like lying to the back of his hand, only much easier to read despite the lack of memory the shameless bastard possessed. He managed to master every single sweet spot on Killua's body like a map. He weaved his spell while tips of his slowly sprouted.
I don't want to play this game anymore.
Pulsating vein on Killua's mana until he really thought the top room from uncontrollable quaking in his legs. He didn't stop or do something else. He pointed his ravenous hunger, his building, grinding. Fuck going so good right there. Killua's head thudded just under the water fountain. The pounding of water raining down on his skull almost as hard as his heartbeat pounding against his ribcage. Right there, Killua. You really like it right there? Gold whispered. Equally blue hair hot against Killua's limb. He spoke, giving him plausible shivers up his spine as he was cradling with the gentleness that even astounded Killua. A small pink tongue poked out between those split, bloody lips. Make-out session and tentatively reach out to fondle the head until just a bit of the foreskin pulled back to reveal the sensitive, glossy pinkness underneath. Killua hissed, squirming, toes curling, unconsciously dug his nails deep into his boyfriend's hair. But still not far enough to reach. Scalp dared himself to look through his hazy fog. One split second, those delectable lips of bones were closing on him, sliding him inch by inch until his teeth scraped the skin of his pelvis. And he wouldn't listen to imagery for all the chocolate in the world. Oh, God, yes, Gon, he groaned, and Gon, like the amazing, unexplained sex expert he was, already figured out the rhythm he wanted when his head began bobbing back and forth at a steady pace. His teeth were scraping lightly, and tongue toward the head of his cock. Highly qualified in the art of giving head. Killua,
I'll be back, guys. I'm on the phone, Nick.
Where the hell Gon's gag reflex on his hand? You feel the back of his sword. His whole body was arching, hips rocking suddenly to the rhythm Gon entranced into. The coiling in his belly was pure bliss, a little taste of heaven. Killua hung onto for as long as he was able. Somewhere in the trance of his fantasy, Killua had dipped himself into. He felt a stray warm finger warm his way between his thighs. He hesitated to hook the finger into his tight hole. Killua rise to the tips of his toes with a surprised gasp. He jerked him into Gon's mouth, bumping against the roof of his jaw, and an apologetic glance down at his boyfriend who was glaring threatening at him. Even his lips firmly clasped over another man's dick. The sun-kissed sky looked more hotter in his entire life than Killua. He was on the receiving end of such blood separation that meant both pain and pleasure for him no longer. Relaxing a little to the touch, he guided himself back against the thing, well lubricated by the non-stop drizzle of water overhead, roaring as it slid into it almost as speedily as Lumen's mouth slid over his length. Rocked on the balls on the balls of his feet, trying to be gentle on the subtle thrust of steadily amusing himself to the intoxicating sensation of being filled and surrounding him both ends, not even noticing that Gon had managed to press a second finger into him. When his head bobbed and sped up in place, the other dick's free hand had found his balls, and it was just added to the ever-building bulk of self-indulgence Killua relished in. His tongue was coiling a snake around him, wrapped around the head and closing together with free pound slit. Killua was pretty much just by then, a moaning incomprehensible method. Gon. He was almost there, the edge, cresting on the shore, closing distance. Bubbling inside, his gut was growing, twisting and turning, the feelings were becoming almost nigh unbearable. Both pain of being stretched, pleasure of Gon's moist caverns, grasping his pulsating mood, his iron grip was too much for Killua. His soul took to handle. He was losing himself blindly fast, his claws dragging against the wall behind him. His pulled onto something, and he found the knob and grabbed it for dear life. His other hand was almost lost in Gon's crazily messed up raven locks. The scalp of his head hot against his fingertips, if anything, to keep himself steady, hold on to the feeling to the very end. I'm close. Killua fought for air as he squeezed his eyes painfully shut, panting from lungs overtaxed and exhausted, desperate for air, desperate for release. I'm so close. Gon, fuck, yes, please don't. Just stop. Yes, get going.
Oh my gosh.
Just he thought that tidal wave was about to rush right out of him, letting go stern. Surely, all his sensations were gone in a split instant. They ripped right out of him so quick that it actually hurt beyond measure. The helpless soul was breathless and wounded that he had just took one of Gon's suck all the air out of him in one fell swoop. Raw lust and primal, completely animalistic, starving cover with eyeballing his legs with his delectable prey. Killua opened his mouth to say anything, but he found himself being flipped around and slammed roughly into the space into the shoe Star had grabbed. Stars danced across his vision, and not the good kind either. His cheek was squished against the cool brick until he brushed his jaw. And even in his erection, it was like comfortably banned between him and a hard brick. Not even remotely enjoying the scratchy feeling, but against his overly sensitive part of the flesh. He squirmed a little, trying to pull back. His words still on his tongue, Norman kept one hand firmly placed on his head over there. Killua go inside. His words sounded somewhat distant and Killua faintly wondered the man had officially lost himself in the madness that was the raging hormones. You like him if you don't know. Killua likes it rough, but he never admits to it, and he really loves it. When I tease him, his sharp nails pierce pale skin. Another decided to hiss him near and abruptly. The leader of the two boys found his pelvis being moved backwards, bending his spine erratically in order to maintain the board's position, muscular calves wedged the way between still shaky knees pushing apart. Killua felt something hard and thick sliding against his rear end, hotter than coals. Killua was always so shy and embarrassed. I wish he would admit it when he was needy and horny, just like how he is right now. Afterwards, just a few feet away, still thinks at me, I don't even notice. Shit, he knew. A rough palm managed to warm its way over his hip. He was stroking Killua again, unsteadily quicker than before. His whines were muffled against the brick, and he figured, hell, who cares if he moves? Not even you can keep doing things like this, then he wouldn't bother to give a damn. Again, the tip of something really large and bulging was probably on the entrance now. Just pushing and pulling it away like he wasn't sure whether or not he should go in yet. Killua felt his hole actually twitch, betraying his nervousness and moved his desperately for contact. How long has it been since Mulch decided? Days? Weeks maybe? The dates on the calendar had all become so blurry. Killua couldn't even last one when he had seconds too engrossed in their training to notice. He'd make sure to pay better attention next time, especially if it meant another repeat of his enticing scenario. The roughness of Gold's pectoral muscles pressing against his back was moving, and huge straight chest hairs Gold missed his effort to stay clean and shaven, but thickly against his shoulder blades. If Killua hadn't been so high on the opium that was black and touch, then Gold continued like what he was doing, torturing the ex-assassin to the brink of insanity. It was perfectly okay when she was to kill her for him. Maybe I let him come see. Well, really wants to come with him and kill him. Really wants it bad. He strong in the hearts. Wrapping around his little lazily stroking. Moving through him, slowly but surely, the pulsating into a Gold's erection was pushing his in him, carefully persuading him to use tighten the walls and yield to him in a lustful way. Gold was whispering in his ear all these things. Damn, we need to become some hot in here again. Gold was infiltrating Killua's defenses like a seasoned expert. He knew just where to nudge his bump and give him to break away his guard and open himself on him. He was putting the bronze-steamed man's hand melted oozing around him. His low-throated cry of Gold sheathing himself to the hilt inside his aching, burning core.
I finally understand what hell is.
Besides, his aching, burning core was too much for the hell to immediate access to comprehend. Fuck, Killua heaved, bending erratically with his ass flushed with the other's head. Long, thick shaft inside of him. Better than he thought it would be in that bit of while. And with little preparation spared for a little bit of water used culminating down his plate with back in him. You heard how much it stung or dropped the distance of my head. Been much too long. The result of definitely considered the idea of sex sketch right about now. Killua does want me to fuck him. Yes, he does. Don't agree. The agonizing and slow movement of his hips pumping himself in and out so speed made Killua's knuckles turn white. And his butt nails ate into his palms until they bled. I really want to fuck him until he can't stand for days. And asked him to tell me if he ordered to get out of training. You will have to write Killua a fake doctor's note and correct a couple down. He said making all kinds of excuses of Killua's back in bed writing my cock until he's nothing but screaming loud with pleasure. No one knew exactly how Killua looked like, so it was almost too embarrassing to think about how he would give anything rather than to pound himself on the room until his body exploded with ecstasy. His visions of the Black Boy were nothing but him and Gon existed. Rising facial flush was betraying him, and Gon could see in plain sight, smiling out of the corner of his vision like the cheeky ass he was. He yet made him jump slightly, so his cheeks scraped on the brick. Gon was pinching his hardened buds, the end of his nails scratching. Killua bit back the heating Gon and begged for more, and begged to have his eyes roll and his body back in their haste to satisfy the crazy urges. He did need this feeling, it was just like Gon said, and all his tortures snap-like pace things were driving him utterly mad. Please, Killua whimpered desperately, blinking the blue upwards ring into his face. But Gon took a fistful of white hair and yanked his head back to have better access to the most sensitive spots. He would have Killua weak in the knees of one of the professional porn star. Ethan Tom would be quick words of Killua's racing thoughts, licking and nipping all the way up his jawline and neck. Making him shudder, but he still managed to shaky exhale. He still managed a shaky exhale, even though the throbbing men were easily sliding in and out of his mouth, that he become accustomed to the earth. He pressed on getting more toned. Gotta go for fast, please. Why should I go and grin like a Cheshire cat, even though he was actually the dog in this relationship? The horn dog, to be specific. I love seeing people like this lady wanting Killua when I torture him by going ever so slowly, and all he wants to do is be rough and fast. See, I was right. He leaned forward, biting down a small ear. A high-pitched cry from Killua's throat, ringing into the room like a chime, clear as day. The screech of his nails striking down the brick wall mixed in with his throaty sound, and a little smirk. Goen's face widened, fraction bigger. Killua likes it rough. Whining and like a penthouse shooter. Killua thrust his hip back into Gon and pushed back to make those tiny little moving fingers to his hip bones to make his arousal painfully clear. He felt the hot, throbbing shaft slip against him and tingled the thick pubic hair brushing.
Oh my gosh, what the fuck?
He was moaning shamelessly and out of Gon's way, already now. Fuck, yes, I like it rough, but give it to me. Ralph already stopped teasing me, stop being me, just fucking me. Desire for another male to see, to feel, to fuck senselessness until his cheeks were back and blue, all I cared for, perfectly well, fuck me, Gon, come on, damn it, Gon, smack, the swift slap of his ass stung him into silence. His body resisted the flip and sharp words of pain, going his name, but as soon as he replaced by the slam of hips clashing with hips as the free split wide. Patient just as thin as Killua was. The snowy-haired guy almost came crashing down from the sudden jolt. Motion that had to get to the back. Goen's arms were rolling incredibly tight around his gut, and excess flung his hands up to over the wall for support. His nails were clawing to the brink. The point left a scratch mark, and Killua couldn't care less if someone found him later. This was right from the beginning of the moment all along. Gon was pounding into him with reckless abandon, oscillating the pale body back and forth on his feet, fighting to stay cemented to the floor. It linked all the water puddling there from his shout head. His slick bangs were smacking into the floor almost as hard as his cock slapping against the abdomen every time his body was forced to rock. He shrank the bones to the wrestling.
Oh my gosh.
God, and even hell, he had a boyfriend who was extremely muscular from the broad-shoulder to the circumference of his bony ankles. Now, Killua was really appreciating his pelvic muscles and salty his beard, and like a light for death sentence. He knew his ass was a nice shade of love, and he knew by the rage and damage meeting. The rough horse painting, pants and runs down behind him was a good insulted, craving more and more noise, more of the heat, more the essence just wanting to overfill him. Harder, go, fuck, that's the spot he came. They reverted to manhood rushing. That part instead of ever so slightly teething, bent toward even further, anything to position himself in just a way of giving that feeling through force. Legs spreading impossibly far, he managed to hook one of his ankles around Goen's own leg, steadying himself, and he arched like a bow, crying out he succeeded in attaining the gravitation. Fucking yes, Gon. Gon seemed to notice what Killer was hinting at and sped up his action. Skin slapping, slick with water and sweat nakedly as one skin with the second skin that would need more than 1 day of scrubbing to remove. Right before his eyes, this once cold steel armored warrior with a highly skilled and trained killer assassin, emotional detached skill, was coming undone on one with $300 reward. This is more turned out slightly was now. Killer was my little slut, isn't he? He grunted, breath barely came out with immense speed. He may be a powerhouse, but speed was never his specialty, not unless he came to this when Killer was pregnant before he could afford to fast get the money. How much effort he had to put into it. Loves it. Fuck, loves it when I do it fast, hard, begging for every second. Yes, oh fuck yes, that's good. Killer, go, Killer, moan and repeat. A broken record. He threw his head back suddenly, so dropped. Splattered lounging his face in the hot water and soaking in the warmth. But not nearly good as the warmth, repeatedly plunging into him from behind. The growing plume of steam was beginning to fog up the entire room. And he just knew the other recruits would be so pissed that they were wasting all this hot water they couldn't give a flying fuck, honestly. But not nearly as well as the fires were at this very moment. Drenched to the bone, the killer could only guess how long it would take to prepare to fry this way. Least of all the skin, the young recluse reaching forward, burying his hand in the white carcass and giving it a shuriken to twist for good measure. Loving the way Killer's voice hitched and his breath was sharp as daggers, only gasping out loud, and his head bent backward as leaving me spin bent chaotically. It was a ridiculous sight to be watching my boyfriend take it like the hungry animal he was. He drew on his puffy, swollen red lips, going fish again, his until they were bruised and bleeding. Each time Killer was asked first to make his way to his mouth in due time. Oh god, fuck, so close to it, I'm getting so close now. Killer moaned his clean, great teeth. Eyes skewed shut while he was leaning back and Gone's vice locked whip. His arms were shaking furiously, trying to scrabble, hanging to the wall to support him. His legs were shaking so hard that he was sliding side to side every second. Gone penetrated himself up to the hilt inside of him. From his head to his toes, he was shivering. Sopping wet mess, but he once wasn't as shamelessness had him down. His groom was already shameless to a fault. It was only right Killer matched him in the same scene, at least to a little for a while. Gahona nodded approvingly, when Killer's once in a pure lifetime honesty, and leaned further forward until his lips covered kissing along the carefully sculptured neckline up to his lips, too, sucking the breath out of the snowy-haired boy, leaving him dry. I'm close to Killer. Killer, come for me, okay? Come for me right now, Killer. Come for me. I want to see your face when you come. Go, fuck, I'm coming. Holy shit, going to Killer, come. True to his word, from the steadily pounding pocket in his seats by every single thrust of the powerful, dominating grip Hulk Rowan had on the mouth. He whispered, Killer finally cried out as he rescued his long-awaited orgasm. It hit him like a freight train. Each thick spray of seed splattering against the wall. He was adamant and swung straight. Fully drained him in an instant. He lurched forward towards the breath and himself from the fall. Pressing all his weight against it. Behind him, going to was Gordon, his post and catching the waves. The wolf of the cold hot and Jack flip, playing with playful heat as the broad power blades ripped up the entire board yet. A few more small driving minutes later, as the two men rode out the last of their highs, the two of them collapsed on the floor spent. Killer leaned into the wall on his legs, with Gordon leaning over and hugging him. Feeding the bride, they both panted and wheezed to try to regain some sense of normalcy. Around 10 minutes before Killer eventually broke us down, voice rasping, pushing all of these through. Holy fuck, that was good. That was good. Going finished. His chest rumbled with his amused chuckles, playfully grinding himself inside of Killer so so welchy sounds of his cock swirling in his own palm could be heard. Killer certainly felt good too, didn't he? Oh, shut up. The blue-eyed boy retorted instantly, the flush on his face threatening to overwhelm every inch of pale skin. his cheeks and him. He felt too good. Hell yes I did. Maybe if I would kill a kid and made a shameless bastard. But I knew you were a shameless bastard, Killua. The cheeky friend. Killua's arms weren't so numb from holding against the wall. He would have smacked that idiot head with all the strength he had possessed. Almost all. Nuzzling into his boyfriend's neck. Going to pressured. Like a happy guy, eyes shut like a shower head. Ceases to deep woods. Trap after drought, ceasing hot water off. They both wondered if it was possible to run the water supply dry, or was it limitless, even when at war. Was Raven weighted down in a semi-permanent down hairstyle? It would take more than a little coaxing to get those strands standing back up again. That was certain. Killua feels so good, he said affectionately, kissing the spaces between Killua's and Lincoln's shoulder. I couldn't just stay like this here forever. Shivering in his own increased sensitivity he always had after they had sex. Killua rubbed his damp eyes, word to the back of his wrist, made a small laugh, sighing and relaxing into his embrace with the wall of this leverage. Yeah, I could see his nose twitch when he suddenly remembered a very important fact that bugged him. Listen to the story. Killua sat up brightly. Take it, tan idiot, with him who was heavier than a boulder right now. Looking at his face spoke nothing but seriousness in all his flush and horror, and no one can help but grin up at him. But don't you ever dare ignore me like that again, you jack. I swear, I'll be the one making your ass swear for weeks. K. It was totally worth it. And that's it. That's it, boys.
Damn, what a good story.
Bro, best story out there.
That low key almost brought a tear to my eye. It was so good.
Going on in the world, people starving to death, people seem to do this with their free time. What the hell is wrong with people? Oh my god. Alright, next one. Continue.
Wait, no.
Nah, I don't think we need another one.
That was really long. That counts for like 5 fucking fanfic.
I know.
Yeah, I think I'm good now.
I've had my fanfic.
Oh, that's it. I'm going to fucking images now. Let's see what's here.
No.
Ooh, send me some, David. Send me the screenshots.
Oh my god. Oh, I can't screenshot you. It's terrible. I mean, oh my god, what is this? What is this? Oh no. Oh, let me just here, let's do that, and, here you go.
Thank you, David. I'm gonna need these for later.
I'm sorry, what now? Want to repeat that for me?
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
So I sent it to you.
Oh.
It's gross, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Killua licking Gon's fucking massive fucking abs.
Who the heck is Killua anyway? Like, what is this from?
Hunter Hunter, dude.
Yeah, shut the fuck up. Just get the fuck out.
Yeah, get out, Dominic. Get out of here. Alright, so have you ended the stream yet?
Yeah. Hold on, I just have one thing to finish it off. I bought the outfit for Adult Gon. And I'm putting it on.
Oh no.
I think it's Adult Gon. I don't know if it's normal Gon or not, but the fact that my stomach is showing that probably means that it's Adult Gon. Where is it? There it is.
Let's just...
Yeah, it is. The hair's in the sky. I don't know why my legs are green, but they are.
Dan, do you have any game recommendations?
How long have we been doing this for? Over 30 minutes. That's how long we've been doing
Holy shit, that hair though. I can't, bruh, it doesn't matter how far down I move the thing. It just keeps going up. Also, I just now got a viewer. Time to reread it.
Yeah, David, start reading again.
Oh my god, what is with that hair? I'm watching the stream right now.
I know, I can't move it down. You just can't see the hair. That's how much there is, bro. Alright, well, stream's done. What the dog doing? What the dog doing?